So number one is you need to be very clear on who your actual ideal client is. And a lot of people say like, I know who my ideal client is, but they don't really, or they're still casting too broad and too wide of a net. So the exercise that we often take clients through is first figure out what does success look like for you in your business. So let's fast forward 12 months from today. How many clients do you want to be working with? What revenue level? And so even starting off, like what's, let's say, the revenue or profitability that you want in your business. To create that, how many clients do you think you need? And in most cases, it's far fewer clients than you think that you actually need to hit your revenue target.
Yep.
And so when you start to see that, you know what, the average consulting business isn't looking for hundreds or thousands of clients within 1 year, like you just probably can't even manage that from a capacity perspective, you start to recognize that I can actually be much more narrow and focused and specific on who my ideal client is, because I don't need that many of them. Like there's still going to be way more out there than I can possibly ever handle with my business. And so when you become very clear on that, you can also start to allow yourself in most cases to look upstream beyond where you are. I think very often people think they need to start with smaller companies or smaller size engagements and opportunities. And that's not always the case, right? In many situations, it's the exact opposite, that more established companies or bigger companies than you're thinking about working with often really need your expertise. And so if you can figure out who those people are, there's a lot of opportunity there, right? So rather than working with, let's say, 5 smaller clients, if you could just work, let's say, with one. I'm not suggesting you work with one because that's a dangerous proposition. With the value of like one company's value, instead of trying to have 5, that's almost always going to be a more profitable client for you and just going to allow you to, to grow in a much more strategic way. So I think that's number one, is just getting like very, very specific and clear and thinking about what do you want to be known for? One of the biggest mistakes that we see, Stephen, is that organizations, or let's just say an agency or a consulting business, they will look at more established or bigger businesses than they are in their industry. So let's just take consulting. You might look at like a McKinsey or an LEK or a Bain or a BCG, and you go, these guys are extremely successful. They know what to do. I should follow what they're doing. I look at, if you look at their website, they have 25 different capabilities. They work in 35 different industries. Well, I think that's what we should do too, because they're successful. So we should kind of mimic and follow their path. And that's not necessarily wrong, but it's wrong at the stage, because what you want to recognize is that the success or what you see of any one of those companies today works for them today. It didn't work for them when they first got started, or it didn't work for them when they were likely the size that you are right now.